All right, let's just jump right in. Today, we are going to completely decode the philosophy of getting paid. And I'll tell you right now, it has almost nothing to do with what you've been taught. We're going to look at how value actually works, on a really fundamental level. Does this hit a little too close to home? It's that nagging feeling, right? That no matter how many hours you clock in, no matter how hard you hustle, the needle just isn't moving. But here's the thing, you're not failing. You might just be playing a game with the wrong rule book. And what if the real rules to win weren't even hidden? What if they were just operating on a level you were never taught to see? That's the big idea we're going to tear apart today. So first, let's talk about this idea of the invisible prison. This is that cycle of burnout and exhaustion that so many of us mistake for ambition. But what if it's not? What if it's actually a trap? A system that's literally designed to keep you running in place. And this right here, this is the core of the problem. We're all taught to grind it out, to compete for what we think is a fixed slice of the pie, to operate from a constant fear of not having enough. But what if the underlying laws that actually govern value are all about alignment, creation, and, well, flow? So here's the crucial bit. According to thinkers like Wallace Wattles, getting ahead isn't about following a to-do list. It's about attuning yourself to these 5, let's call them frequencies. They're not just actions you take. They're the vibe you put out there. They're states of being you inhabit that literally change how the world perceives your value. Okay, so let's get into the science that really inspired this whole philosophy. Because to understand the frequency of value, you kind of have to first understand the frequency of reality itself. And a lot of these ideas, they're pulled straight from physics. This is the foundation, right? Einstein's famous equation E equals mc squared basically proved that matter is just a form of really, really condensed energy. So what does that mean for us? It means your body, your desk, the money in your wallet, at its core, it's all just energy. It means you're a process, not some static, solid object. And that brings us to this wild concept from quantum mechanics, the observer effect. Now, in physics, it's about how measuring something changes it, but as a metaphor, it's incredibly powerful. It suggests that your focus, your conscious attention, is the very act that collapses all the possibilities out there into the one reality you actually experience. You're not just a spectator here, you're a generator. So where's the most powerful generator in your body? You might think it's your brain, but you'd be wrong. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that your heart's electromagnetic field is a staggering 5,000 times stronger than your brain's. It's constantly broadcasting a signal. And the theory we're exploring is that this emotional signal is what the world, and yeah, the market, reads first. Okay, so if reality is just energy, and our emotions are broadcasting the super powerful signal, let's connect the dots directly to money. I want you to start thinking of your finances not as a grade for how hard you worked, but as a direct reflection of the signal you're sending out into the world. This is it. This is the key. The same energetic laws apply to everything. The focus you hold, the emotional state you live in, it's actively selecting which financial outcomes become real for you. This is the heart of subjective value theory, by the way. Something isn't worth what it costs to make. It's worth whatever someone is willing to pay for it. And what they're willing to pay for is often a feeling. Just look at this breakdown. When you're operating from a scarcity frequency, fear, doubt, that feeling that you need the deal to close, you broadcast this chaotic, kind of needy signal. But when you shift to an abundance frequency, clarity, calm, a deep sense of your own worth, you send out a clear, coherent signal. And the market reads that signal as confidence and authority. So how does this turn into actual dollars and cents? Well, calm and a negotiation reads as confidence. It lets you hold your price. Clarity, it cuts through the noise and gets to the point. And trust me, busy people will pay a premium for that. And presence, just being fully there with someone makes clients feel safe and understood. In a world of distraction, that feeling of trust is a tangible asset. If you take one thing away today, let it be this. The whole hustle culture that celebrates burnout, it's built on a massive misunderstanding of how value works. Money doesn't flow to strained, exhausted energy. It flows to coherent, aligned energy that creates something unique. Okay, so how do we actually make this shift? Let's get practical. This is all about moving from a state of pushing and straining to a state of attracting and aligning. Look at the difference here. Force is like shouting into a microphone full of static. Yeah, it's loud, but it actually repels people. Frequency, on the other hand, is like a powerful magnet. It doesn't have to shove anything, it just aligns the field around it, and opportunities are naturally drawn in. And this, my friends, is the true definition of leverage. It's not just some business tactic, it's an energetic state. It's that magic moment when your ideas, your reputation, your systems, they start doing the heavy lifting for you. And it's the natural outcome of broadcasting a tuned, coherent signal. And here's something you can literally use today. A simple, powerful tool. Before you send that huge email or make that big proposal, just run this ritual. That longer exhale, it activates your body's relaxation response, shifting you out of panic mode. It lets you act from a place of clarity, not desperation. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It completely reframes wealth creation. It's not a game of effort, it's a game of resonance. The people who really succeed, they first establish a coherent energetic state, and then they build the systems and teams that amplify that clear signal. So, this last section is all about empowerment. You are not just a worker trying to earn a wage in someone else's system. You are the architect of your entire energetic system, and your finances are just one of the readouts. This is such a great way to see it. Your financial health is just a reflection of these other currents. So if your physical body, your vessel, is exhausted, or your mind, your tuner, is full of static and negative self-talk, it's going to show up in the financial reflection. You just can't cheat the mirror. And this is the ultimate mindset shift we're aiming for. Stop trying to fill a leaky bucket every day by just trading your hours for dollars. That's exhausting and it's fragile. Instead, focus on designing the riverbeds, the big ideas, the scalable businesses, the powerful brands that allow value to flow to you and through you continuously. So, let's leave it with this final thought. Your financial reality, it's simply an echo. If you don't like the sound you're hearing back, shouting louder at the walls isn't going to help. The real question is, what new signal are you willing to send?